What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Greataxe Gaming. I am Jax, and this video is going to be something a little different. I do a lot of videos, do a lot of Let's Plays, and I play a lot of games. Not just for my channel, but just in general. I play a lot of games, and over the course of the time I've been playing them, there have been a few games in particular that have had some very strong emotional resonance with me. It's a bunch of different games, but I felt like trying something else out, trying something a little different. So today, for this video, I'm gonna go over those games and talk about how they affected me. Some of them I've played on the channel, one or two of them I haven't, but I encourage you all to seek them out, play them on your own, and see how they treat you. And with that, let's start. Alright, so, as you can see, first up is Night in the Woods. This game hit me for a couple of reasons. There were two big ones, though, that I'm going to talk about here. Number one is the fact that I also struggle with mental health issues, like May. Well, not exactly like May, but I do struggle from depression and anxiety pretty severely, as well as a severe case of ADHD. And I can understand where May's coming from in where it can get to how hard it can affect your life, how much of a frustration it can be, how much it can make everything kind of a struggle, how it's hard to explain exactly what's going on, and how it's hard for people to understand what's going on. It's one of those things where even though that we're making advances on it, it's still stigmatized and it's still a struggle to deal with, and it's rough. It's hard to do. So I can totally understand where May's coming from with the issues there. The other one is the theme throughout the game of kind of being left behind. In the game, May's friends are all moving on with their lives. They're growing up, they're getting into romantic relationships, they're getting through school, they're getting jobs, and May's kind of stuck. And I also really understand that frustration. A lot of my friends are getting married or moving away or have already, and they're just so busy, and it's understandable. The world can't stand still. You can't make people stay the way they are just for your comfort, but it's also a hard thing to accept. It's a hard thing to grasp that the world is changing, and sometimes you're just kind of left. You're the one that's left behind because you haven't been able to make those changes yourself. You haven't found someone that's interested in being in a romantic relationship with you. You haven't found a really good career that you're passionate about. I personally, like May, had dropped out of college because I was unable to focus and push through it. Everything just kind of started growing more and more detached and disembodied, and it was just rough. It's a really, really strong game, and it's really good, but there were a few things that really held on after I finished the game. Okay, and we step into something a little deeper this time with the Beginner's Guide. I played this game when it first came out, and I recorded it, but I never put up the videos because it wasn't entertaining. It wasn't funny. I couldn't make jokes. I couldn't do anything. It was just crushing at the time because it shined a light on something that was really, really affecting me. It's a game that deals with the topic of depression, among other things, and that subject is something, as I said, I've struggled with for a while now. A combination of things that were really personal, I felt that were really resonated with me, were things like just the whole issue of not feeling whole, of feeling like you're not the entire person that other people around you seem to be, of other people around being able to function and motivate themselves while you spend all of your time seeking external validation just so you can move forward. And it's kind of ironic about that, because this entire game is about projecting your insecurities onto other people, in a way, and it kind of felt like I was doing that at the time when I played it. It's something that I've been working on since then, and I'm still working on it. I'm trying to get better, but it's a long struggle, and it's not something that can be very easily fixed. It's a really intense game. Again, it's one of the ones I recommend if you haven't played it yet, and yeah, check it out if you get a chance. I don't think I can express my love for Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice enough. This game hit me so hard that I bought myself a hoodie with the Doors of Hell emblazoned across the back from England, so I could have something from this game to keep with me. It's an intense emotional journey. It covers issues like grief and gaslighting and struggle and being judged by your family and abuse, and it covers so much in such a enthralling package, with such like the graphics and the sound design were so captivating that every time I started up this game, I felt drawn back into the world, and I felt drawn back into Senua's mind. And the sound design with the whispers and the voices and the emotional impact of her struggles was so very, very strong. I'm not gonna say it resonated really strongly with any of my own personal experiences, but it very much gave me an insight into this character, and it made me feel such empathy for her that I couldn't not put this game on the list. If you haven't played it, again, it's one of the ones, even though you've seen it on my channel, playing it yourself with headphones is a whole different experience. So if you can, or if you are interested, I recommend it wholeheartedly. Three-Fourths Home is a game that deals with, again, something that I can relate to, but something I can't as well. I very much understand the struggles the main character had with the issues with jobs and struggling to live up to expectations while feeling unable to manage the jobs that you have. I had a period of time not long ago where I bounced between 3 or 4 jobs, all for different reasons, leaving them, and the way my parents dealt with it, while I could understand they were trying, they were also clearly very frustrated, and it got me really guilty. It made me feel extremely guilty, especially with the issues of depression I was dealing with at the time. It also deals with familial loss in the game, and that's something, while I haven't dealt with it in my immediate family, I have lost quite a few of my family members now. It's just all around, it's another game that, this one is very simple. The way they did the game was very, very simple, but it told such a strong story that it felt like it didn't need any more elaboration, really. My feelings on it are I would never want to play it again just because of the emotional toll it gave me, but I would also recommend it if you want to explore the feelings that it could invoke. Just be warned that it can get pretty intense. Unravel was a game that I really loved. It was beautifully done, and this also marks a turning point in this video where we'll start to brighten up. While both of these games did have somber moments and some pretty intense parts, they also both have some really, really strong, joyous endings that really, really warmed my heart. Unravel in particular dealt with the kind of loss and then reunion of loved ones, of losing those that are dear to you and going through incredible hardships, but in the end, you return to them. You're back with them and you're reunited, and what you have overcome has not stopped you. The ending of this game, after the dark moments in the cemetery, the ending of this game was so joyous and so heartfelt that actually, for those of you that remember, when I was playing it, I did end up crying a little at the end. It was just so heartwarming, and I loved it so much. And for those of you that knew about this game was presented at E3 by a creator who very clearly loved his game too, because he came on stage and instead of a big flashy presentation, he just did a heartfelt speech about this game with the little yarn doll he made, and it was beautiful. The game was beautiful, the emotions were beautiful, and I am going to be forever grateful that the creator of this game put this out there for us to enjoy. Undertale. You knew this game was going to be on here. If you didn't, I don't know what to say. Before I dive into everything I want to say about this game, because there's a pretty good amount, I do want to share with you the comic I saw on Tumblr. It came back up, and it's actually what kind of inspired me to go back over the stuff I've felt and put together this video. And it's this comic. That comic by the Tumblr user Harbelkun, I hope I pronounced that right, but who knows, really brought back the strong emotional impact of this game in particular. And it kind of gave me a new view on this whole adventure, because it's easy to forget, after naming the character by yourself and playing through all this, that your character is a little child. Like, so young and dealing with so much. And if you play, as I did, the pacifist route, it's rough. Everybody's constantly attacking you and jumping at you because you're human. Because you're a human, therefore you are the enemy, therefore attack. But it's also a game as again, determination and driving at something, even if you don't always feel like it's gonna happen. The particular quote in this game that I will never forget, to the point where I've actually considered getting a tattoo, was, "Despite everything, it's still you." That quote, when I first saw it in the game, it hit me. Those of you that watched the videos when they came out will remember. It was a beautiful moment of the fact that you're you, and you can overcome the trials in front of you. Like, you are you, and it doesn't matter what happens, you will always be yourself, no matter how much shit you go through. You may feel like someone else, but there is no one else that can be you. And this game had a couple of somber moments like that, where you kind of realize the intense implications and sadness that can exist in this world. But there is also a great amount of hope in this game. There is as you'll hear, the music I changed up. The soundtrack for this game alone is enough to get me through some rough days, but this song, Save the World, Hope and Dreams, it's a great example of just the hope that can be found in this game. The true ending, when you've fought your way through all this mess, you've gone back and gone through all of the stuff, found out everything about the game that was hidden away, and then go up against Azrael. The strength there to realize that you are, not only are you important to your friends in helping them live life, but that you can find great strength in friends when you're feeling really low. It's such a cheesy message, but it's so well done and beautifully executed. someone like me who's currently going through a tumultuous schedule and does not have a lot of free time or social interaction, it reminds me that I still have friends out there that really care for me, that I have friends out there that are willing to help out if I need it, that you have friends out there that are willing to help out if you need it. It's such a fucking beautiful message, and I will never forget it. Just the sheer love that can exist in the world, and the sheer hope, no matter how shitty things can seem, no matter how awful the current situation in our world may be, there is hope. You're still you. You still have your friends. You still have your determination, and we can overcome whatever horrible stuff gets thrown at us. Shit may look dark, shit may look grim, but we can get through this. We can get through this together. We can. And I think that's kind of a key way I want to end this video, is video games, I've always loved them since I was a young child, and I've always kind of rankled at the idea that they are just toys, that they aren't some kind of media that can teach and inspire and give you emotional resonance like movies or books or anything can. A well-done game can give you more of a reaction because you are engaged and involved in what's happening. Emotional impact of video games is a really strong subject for me, and I will always put forward that games can be art, games can be emotional, and games can tell an amazing, if not, and as good, if not better story than any other form of media. So with that, I'm going to leave this video off. I think I've covered the games I meant to talk about. If you guys like this kind of video, I might do some more just opinion videos like this, where I discuss certain things. I have a couple of other topics, like games that like have amazing world design. But for now, that's it for this video. If you liked it, you know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good shit. And remember, you always have friends, and if you need something to cheer you up, I'm always here to try. Thanks for watching. Later, y'all.